in association with Homecoming Scotland.
The Scottish Borders has long been an important textile producing area, and although the industry has diminished over the years, the town of Selkirk is still home to some of the most successful woolen mills in the country. My tartan is being woven here at the world-famous Loch Carron Mills.
Can we cut a wee bit of that off and just put it next to it?
Since we last met, designer Gilly Blackwood has been consulting with Dawn Robson-Bell, head of the design team here, to choose the precise shades of yarn which will be used to weave the Mickey tartan.
This is the yarn that John had specially dyed in Skye.
The natural dyes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I think it's a marriage of these two colours.
I think you're better sticking with the moss.
Okay, do you want to cut some of that off?
Yes. Okay.
What do you think of the tartan, Dawn?
I think it's actually quite unusual. People try to go very soft and muted, but sometimes you need some colour to make it stand out and look individual. And I think with putting the orange and the red together, that's given it that nice individuality and a little bit of brightness, but without it being too garish.
Today, those chosen yarns will be added to the production run. Customer manager Alan Duncan is going to take us through the entire weaving process from start to finish. Firstly, yarns of my chosen colours have to be formed into the warp, the pattern of threads that will run the whole length of the cloth.
Like that?
I have the honour of tying the first threads onto the warping machine. From here on, the process becomes high-tech as the threads are taken up by the computerized machine.
So exciting, the beginning.
Yeah, push the button and off you go. Ready for this, Gilly?
Yeah, go for it. I've never seen such amazing technology. Look at the speed. I mean, look up there, and you're actually beginning to see the tartan, the warp tartan coming in, and soon the stripes will be coming in. You know, the two brothers.
The red one is the dead one.
It is like a story, but this is so quick.
With the warp assembled, it's ready to be attached to the loom, and that's the job of knotter Billy Muir.
Hi, Billy.
Hello, John.
What exactly are you doing here?
We're actually knotting your tartan onto the top one, then we pull it through.
So the previous pattern will pull my pattern through.
Right,
okay, I got it.
Right.
How long must have this taken by hand?
When I started work many years ago, it was to tie by hand, because there were no knotting machines. This is when you find out if you're right or wrong.
At the end?
At the end, as long as it counts every end, that's it. That's your job done.
So the warp is attached and the loom is loaded with the yarn for the weft. All that remains is to get the machine rolling.
It's great seeing all the colours come through.
Yes, absolutely. Coming together very nicely now. Oh, I think it's fantastic.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the green has come through there, the sky green, and the blue is quite muted, because we were worried about that. It's really great. It's looking...
And I also think this stripe here has worked
The
very
brothers,
well. Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Not too strong. It's just like, spot on.
All right.
Thank you.
Before the cloth leaves the mill, every single stretch is hand-checked. Donna Ann Scott is casting her eye over the tartan.
I need to put that thread in. It's actually broken in the loom. And then you just start lifting the stitches. Yeah, that's it.
Would you ever have to, like, darn right across the whole length of the fabric
the
whole way?
Before. So you'd have to go for 63 metres.
63 metres doing that?
If it's out the whole piece, you have to darn it back in.
I'm just fascinated by how much work goes into it and that, you know, this is a quality piece of fabric, isn't it? Tell you what, though, Jilly, I just cannot wait to see the whole thing made up into a kilt.
It still has another few stages to go through, the washing and finishing. It'll be much nicer against your legs.
Okay. Tartan is by no means Scotland's only colourful tradition. There's one vivid feature that's more likely to be found on Scots than any other nationality. Actress Kathleen McDermott is one of our finest specimens.
Right, you've got 3 seconds. Describe me in one word. Done it? What was your word? Beautiful? Talented? Fragrant? No, admit it. The word you came up with was ginger. Yes, I'm a redhead, a ginger nut for life. But I'm the only member of my immediate family with red hair, and I'm singing it from the rooftops. Say it loud. I'm red and I'm proud, but not everyone shares the same opinion.
Ginger pubes.
Ginger ferret.
Amber heath.
Ginger minger.
A carrot top. Fanta pants.
Hilarious, yes. As Duracells, I've heard them all over the years. 13% of Scots are classed as having ginger hair of one version or another. That's about 650,000 people and the highest concentration of our kind anywhere in the world. Now, there's something I've not been telling you. You may think that us gingers can never get a date. Well, you'd be wrong. And my wee bundle of joy may well inherit my golden locks. But will it be a curse or will it be a blessing? I've come to the hairdressers for a do and to find out what red-headed coiffure to the stars Taylor Ferguson has to say in the matter. So how did you feel growing up having red hair as a guy?
It's funny, I don't even think about it. I was just glad I had a nice head of hair.
So is it true then that redheads don't go grey, they just go lighter in colour?
They either go a nice goldy colour, that's the white mixing in with the red, or they lose their colour pigment and go quite white.
Did people fancy you at school?
I never really thought about it that. I didn't put it down to red hair.
Did you ever get knocked back from a girl?
Oh, many times, I'm sure.
And that they didn't give a
blame my hair
reason?
either.
Do you think I should be hoping for my baby to have red hair?
If it's like your hair, you'll be delighted. So there you are, Kathleen, that's you.
I love it.
Good. That's all that matters.
The only other person in my family with red hair was my great-aunt. What are the chances of that? And what about the next generation? Is this wee bairn that's kicking the hell out of my kidneys going to get the golden crown? I'm going to meet geneticist Jonathan Rees to find out just what the chances of ending up ginger are. Can you tell me why there is so many redheads in Scotland?
The most popular theory is that red hair is associated with pale skin and that, if you like, there's been selection for pale skin. If you go back 30, 50,000 years ago, when humans lived in Africa, having a very dark skin protects you against the harmful effects of ultraviolet. As humans moved out of Africa, there is less sunshine. Now, we need sunshine to make vitamin D in skin, and therefore having pale skin may become an advantage.
I'm going to have a baby in a few weeks' time, so what are the chances of my baby having red hair?
You've got red hair, so you've got 2 redhead genes, one from your mother, one from your father. And then the question is, what about the father of the child? If the father had red hair, the chances are all the children will have red hair. If the father was a carrier, then the chances are about 50% of the children would have red hair. Whereas if he doesn't carry the gene, then I wouldn't expect any of the children to have red hair.
So, if my dark-haired husband has the gene, it seems there's a 50-50 chance of the wee blighter being one of us. So do I hope my baby comes out with red hair? Well, I have a theory that in spite of all the slagging, redheads are happier than brunettes and blondes. So to test my theory, I've assembled a random sample of redheads to observe under lab conditions.
I'm actually really proud of being a redhead. How does it feel to be in a room full of all Ginger feels like the homeland.
I wasn't ginger, I was Auburn. I always made sure it was Auburn with my passport.
Well, my maiden name was Eileen Roger, so my school life I was named Ginger Rogers, and as I say, I treat that as a compliment.
Me and my big brother have got the worst of the tempers, you know, that way that if we suddenly will lost the plot, we don't know what we're doing after that.
That's not your red hair, that's you.
I went to Costa Rica and they like to stroke my hair.
Boys with red hair get a harder time initially because I suppose it can be seen as quite exotic for girls to have red hair. Like quite a lot, you get more red-headed female celebrities than you do get red-headed male celebrities.
I couldn't date another ginger person. It's just a no-no for me.
I try not to let my girlfriend see that, but yeah, I do fancy other gingers from time to time.
I've been attracted to other ginger people before, but probably not a bright ginger. Probably would clash a bit too much.
Being in a room full of redheads, it's made me realise that I quite like being the odd one out. So if my little baby does have red hair, then it's going to have a passport to one of the most exclusive clubs that money can buy.
After the break, Kirsty Walk reveals a hidden talent.
This is what I do in my kitchen most days, of course.
And I join the greatest clan gathering ever to be held. You too can experience the best of Scotland. Courtesy of Homecoming Scotland, Daily Record and The Kitchen, we're giving you the chance to win a luxury 7-course dinner for 2 at the Michelin-starred kitchen restaurant in Edinburgh. To enter, visit stv.tv/Made in Scotland.
Scotland.